question about the belt promotion thing. Like, what is the...
Hey, just be careful.
Let me ask my question.
Loaded pistol. That's a loaded pistol, George.
I mean, I'm a fucking trained assassin.
When you get promoted, what is like the thing that you guys do at your gym? Is it they have to walk through and get smacked by the belt? Or like, because I've seen videos of that. Is there anything that you guys do that's different?
You show up one day and all that hard work paid off. That's what's cool about it, you know? Yeah, we don't do the gauntlet stuff. I don't know. I feel like that's...
Too much for show?
It's just kind of culty and weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the most we ever done is when we got our black belt, we got like thrown. You get like tossed or like, you know, by like,
by all the other black belts.
Yeah.
They'll like throw you. I don't know. To me, it's not. When I got my black belt, I think did you get the gauntlet ran on you?
No.
Yeah, I ran through. They did the gauntlet where everyone like hit me with the belt, got whipped in the eye. It pissed me off more than anything. So
I was gonna say, dude, because it seems like counterproductive, kind of like how you're pointing out. It's like it's a big moment. It's not necessarily the time to be getting your fucking ass whooped willingly.
Yeah,
you've put in the hard time already.
Yeah, I feel like that's your moment. Like that's what's cool about it. Like you don't need any extra BS about it. Like you put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. You didn't know when it was coming or if it was coming.
Right.
Like that's your moment to just appreciate that it finally paid off, and all the other BS is just BS. You know.
I feel you.
That's how I feel about it.
Does that go into like, because I got a lot of questions for you guys that I've never asked until this. I've been waiting for a moment like this. Is that because of like the community that you've built at the gym? You don't want it to be that? Like the culty? Because like the jiu-jitsu program that you guys have put together, at least for me, it's not like culty, but it is very loyal to you guys. I mean, you guys know with me, like I'm rolling with you guys no matter, as long as you're within an hour. I'm there. And as long as I'm in Vegas, I'm not training under anyone else. Even though, George, I got promoted, I trained the next day. Haven't been there since. It's been like 2 weeks. So I did the reverse, yeah. But
you know, sick on purpose.
Yeah, I was a little under the weather.
Right.
But to that point about like, you see some of these other programs, people getting hit, people, just the culture of it. How much of building a successful program is the culture, and how do you weed out the people that are not with that?
I feel like I just remember not knowing when or if I was going to get promoted. So when I did get promoted, that was my big moment. Like the belt, receiving that belt. Just
bring that mic a little closer to you, please.
Just that belt signifying all my hard work paying off was held enough weight that I didn't need the extra BS. Like I didn't need the extra recognition, the celebration, so I feel like we hold a high standard. So when we do promotions and people actually earn what's given to them, or, you know, what they've earned, that should be enough. And if you're one of these programs that you're kind of giving belts away, or it's a time in service, you showed up to X amount of classes and now you get your stripes or your belts, you need to do the extra shit. But I just feel like if you put in the work you were required to get to that next level, and now you're representing us at that level, that should be enough. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't feel like all that other extra shit is necessary.
Makes sense.
What are your thoughts to that?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like when we came up, when we got our belts, you didn't know when it was coming. And I feel like when certain gyms or certain things have a, you know, they have like a promotion day, or like, you know, hey, we're doing our belt testing. Like it kind of takes some of the excitement and the fun and like all the hard work that you've been doing and everything that you earned and that, you know, you've been grinding for. It kind of takes it away a little bit, you know? So I've always loved how we came up. Like, you know, you show up and you don't know when it's going to happen, but hey, you know, Shane, come up to the front. Here's your brown belt. You know, like that was the best feeling in the world. You know, there was no better feeling than showing up to the gym on a normal night, getting your belt thrown to you, not knowing it's coming, you know? So I'm glad we got that culture at the gym.
Yeah, I feel like that's like more similar to life than not, right? Like if you knew you were going to put in a bunch of hard work and you knew for sure there was a guaranteed result you were looking for at the end, like everyone would be successful. But like the success comes from not knowing if or when that's going to come, and that fortitude to keep pushing forward and grind. There's something to that, and I feel like this is a good like little microcosm of that for life. For like, you know, work hard. You don't know when the results are coming or if they're going to come. Stay the course, and you know that success will come to the people willing to take that leap of faith and put in that hard work. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's something powerful to that. Like it holds a lot of weight when you hold a high standard and you earn something that not everyone can get. Not everyone's has the balls to kind of pursue. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's enough with that we don't got to do the extra bullshit, the gauntlet. Like, I don't know.
How many times do you guys get asked, is it time for me to get promoted? Like, what I'm assuming this is something that it probably comes about regular, and you guys have like a boilerplate answer for these people that like just don't understand how much time it really takes. So how often does it happen, and then what do you say? We'll start with you, Shane.
So I feel like we're pretty open and vocal about like not asking for your belts. You know, I feel like when people come up and they do ask, they're not necessarily saying, hey, when am I going to get promoted? I mean, maybe that does happen a little bit like here and there, but I feel like the majority of our team comes up and it's like, hey, what can I work on? Or what do I need to do to get better so I can get promoted? You know? Yeah, I feel like we don't have really too many people at the gym that are like, hey, when am I going to get that next belt? Or, you know,
Yeah, I think
that.
ironically enough, the people who ask are the people who are the furthest away from getting promoted. Every single time. Every person that's like, hey, what do I got to do? Am I close? When am I going to get my next? Like, they're completely oblivious to, they're not even close.
Right.
So yeah, I try to like let people know, like that's a great question. Like, hey, what do I have to do to improve to get better? And it's not necessarily for the belt, but what do I have to do to improve and get to that next level? That's a great question. But to be like, hey, you know, hey man, I want to roll with you, coach, and you let me know if I'm close to my next belt. I can almost guarantee out, like, and I'm pretty vocal, like you're far off, you know, like you're not even close, bro. So forget it.
Yo, he don't give a fuck. He's ruthless. Don't be fooled. He'll be like, yeah, not anytime soon. Like I've heard him say it to people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to coach those people. Like if you're not there to just get a little bit better every day,
right?
If you're chasing the belt, you're gonna quit eventually. I already know, you know, because eventually you're gonna make it to black belt. There's no more belts. So then what are you gonna do? What are you chasing at that point? If you're not just chasing that little bit better, you know, you're trying to be a little bit better every day. That's what you should be looking to do.
Those are your wins. Those are your wins. So obviously Nick put in the time, right?
Is my belt time or skill?
Nah, the best thing you can do,
let's go.
The number one thing that lets me know it's time to promote someone when everyone's coming up and being like, yo, why is this motherfucker still blue belt or purple belt or brown belt? Like when everyone's kind of like on the same page, like, yo, they're killing it. They're improving. They've been getting so much better. You know, that's crazy. They're still at that belt. Like when I hear the general consent, like when everyone else is speaking for you, that's when it's like, okay, then we'll start looking at them and like we'll start paying attention. Like, oh damn, like yeah, they are actually improving. And are they checking all these boxes that we're looking for? Are they, you know, are they good people? Do they have good character? You know, we've given some questionable belts in the past to where they fake the funk for a decent amount of time,
right?
And then we give the belt, and then they either bounce or they're, you know, they stop training, whatever the case. So we try to be a little bit more selective with our checklist. But yeah, Nick was one of them that everyone was just like, yo, Nick's the blue belt, and you know, so
let's go.
Those are the easiest ones to promote. You go out and smoke a couple tournaments, you're beating everyone.
I was about to say, had Nick won a medal in the tournament that we went to in Portland this year, coming back, would you guys have been like, based on skill alone,
we would have been looking at him for sure, like a little bit quicker. It would have happened a little bit quicker, for sure. Competition and
we got to get
your teammates' general consensus is usually like good indicators. Like, all right, like they're probably ready, you know.
And I feel like building off that, just Nick has a great Darce, right? We all know, high level Darce.
Thanks, coach.
But everyone's been like, yo, he's been like, we knew he was ready because everyone's been coming up and like, yo, his other parts of the game have been kind of catching up to his like front headlock game. You know what I mean? So it's been cool to see that progress. He's not just hitting Darces anymore. He's kind of getting a whole flow
in the repertoire.
Different
yo, listen,
you know, different things in his
arsenal. There's no one that likes talking about himself or hearing others talk about me than me. But like just jiu-jitsu in general, like what they're saying is true too. You know, like the other people. That's always been my favorite thing. Like when other people, when it happened for me, they were like, damn, bro, about time.
Yeah.
'Cause I've told you in private, because like we hang out all the time and like we'll grab lunch and shit, Jerry and I, and we'll just be talking about like random shit from jiu-jitsu to fucking betting to life and all that. And I'll always tell him, I was like, yo, I never wanted to get promoted. And people be like, damn.
How? Yeah.
Oh, it's because that's your boy. Like, that's your boy, you know? Like, that always crossed my mind, too.
That makes it even worse, yeah, because we're boys, makes so people like, he just got his belt.
Yeah,
it's his boy, but
never wanted that, you know what I mean?
Got to hold you to a higher standard now.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man, for sure. And to your point, when you came out with us to Portland for the jiu-jitsu, that was the first time I ever competed. I haven't competed since. I've been talking to them about next year, I want to try one every month. It's like the new goal. this year it was just to compete at some
Right.
point. But, bro, competing, I know I'm talking to you guys like you don't fucking know this, but, bro, I feel like I got so much better in those 14 minutes, however long the 2 matches were. George, as he was filming me, thought I was going to get rear naked choked in like 12 seconds. And the whole time.
I contemplated stopping the recording and then just be like, guys, the footage got corrupted.
Bad
Footage
Wi-Fi.
got corrupted, right? That Wi-Fi is crazy. I contemplated, but you fought out of it. I would have possibly deleted it.
Bro,
Had you got
listen,
rear naked
the
choked.
first thing I thought of was like, yo, my friends back home are going to eviscerate me if I go out like this. But, dude, on a serious note, like, on Fridays at the gym, we'll do just 10, 15 live rounds. And, like, I'll end it. I'll be like, yo, I feel good, you know? Like, I'll come back at night also if I come in the morning. Oh, the 14 minutes of, like, the intensity and the adrenaline. Bro, I was winded after. And I feel like I got so much better from there until now because of that. How important is competing for people that... Because I used to be like, I ain't never competing, bro. But then being around you guys, it like, it's motivating, and also you guys do it so much and how much fun you guys have. Like that shit was like dope to go and do. So how important is that for someone that's like, yo, I never want to compete? Because I was that guy, bro. I was like, yo, I'll never compete. And now I'm looking forward to it more. So how important is that, Jerry?
Man, I think it's an important tool. For sure a tool. But I don't think that I think people overestimate how important it is. I think it's that, like, we're at a good gym where we constantly get different visitors and different looks, and you can't get too complacent with the same training partners because we have such a big class and so many people in there that you get different looks. But there's definitely something to having that adrenaline and all eyes on you and your, the heat of the moment. There's something to that because then you see what's really in your game that you're 100% comfortable with, because that's the only thing you're going to do. You're not going to mess around with your boys and try some new stuff. Like, you're doing what feels the most comfortable. So I think there's something to seeing that and doing that every so often. It's definitely a useful tool. The fact that you did that, regardless of the result, there's a million ways that things can turn out, right? Like, we can't control the results, but the fact that you were down to compete was definitely huge. And I think even you saying that 14 minutes you improved, your preparation leading up to it, knowing you were going to compete, I think you don't realize how much you improved just in like the lead up to the tournament, those last 4 or 6 weeks that you were getting ready for, for the competition. So it's definitely important. I think so many, a lot of people on the flip side of that overestimate how important it is. And if you get negative results, I've lost students to, like, they love jiu-jitsu, they're there every day. They compete, they lose, they think this ain't for me, so they never show up again. So there's a balance of, like, knowing how important it is and, like, what it's useful for. What you did was, I think, awesome. Like, you went in, didn't get the results you wanted, but, like, you got everything you needed out of it, People go in, they compete, they win, they beat some scrubs that shouldn't have been in there in the first place, and they think they're where they need to be, and they don't change anything. I think it's important to, like, kind of go in there and gain what you need from it and still have the humility to go back to the gym and just get back to the grind,
How much of that you think is ego, bro?
What?
of them going to compete and thinking that, like, their shit don't stink and then they lose? Because my whole thing, when I went to compete, number one, I was like, yo, I don't want to get seriously hurt. Cause, bro, in Portland, there was like 5 people got stretchered out. Like, that shit is wicked. So I was like, yo, I don't want to get hurt. And I was like, if I lose and I don't get submitted, I was like, I think that'd be a win. I'm also fucking stupid. I didn't know the point system. I always thought when you do jiu-jitsu and you try to win on points, like, that shit is corny. I'm like, yo, submission only. And then I look up, I'm like, how the fuck am I down 5-0? What happened? And Jerry's like, yeah, bro, you got to learn the basics too. But Shane, people that go and compete and then they lose, how much of that is ego and how much of it is just like the delusion of how good they really are?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. I think I feel like if you compete and then you lose and then you never come back to the gym, you don't really love jiu-jitsu. Like, the lifestyle is not for you, Because, I mean, I lose, like, when you guys seen me lose, there's for sure a little bit of an ego. Like, when I lose that first match, we've seen the past 3 competitions, I've lost my first match, right? All 3 comps. And I'm like, I fucking suck. I got to go back there. I got to, like, maybe I cry for a second. I'm like, damn, I'm terrible at this. But I get back in my head and, all right, well, it's time to get back on the mat. I feel like that maybe little ego trip is there for a second, but it goes away, right? But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't imagine, like, losing a tournament and then never wanting to come back to the gym. That's crazy to me.
I'd guarantee that every person that did that probably is never going to be successful in anything in their life if you don't understand that just failure is part of the process.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to understand, like, all right, this is something I got to chalk up, reevaluate what I'm doing, get back to the grind, and try to do better next time. Like, you're never going to, like, just fail at something and quit and then end up successful in anything. So I think it's just, like, that's another super important thing is just understanding, like, failure is part of the process. It's not a either or type thing, you know? That's anything in life. So you quit a jiu-jitsu tournament, or you compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament, you don't get the results you want, and you quit, like, you're probably gonna be a loser for everything
Yep.
in your life. You know what I mean?